Good morning, good morning. It is 7 a.m., people. It is Monday, the 13th, man. And are you styling? Because you know we are. So, yep, guys. So, this weekend, I had Bacon's funeral and stuff. And I know you guys didn't really get to know Bacon like I did. And there was a fuck ton of people there, man. I mean, there was. They kind of had a little bit of an issue because there was radio fans because he was on a lot of other radio stations. And so they kind of had to break it up into two different divisions of this thing. And, big shout out to my girl Judy for putting the video together of all of us and, the memorial video and stuff. And there was only a few people that was allowed to speak, and I was one of them. And so Debbie had already went up there once, and I guess she kicked it off. And then there was a couple other speakers. Then when I got there, she had went up and introduced me. And so I come up there, and it was surprising. He has so many different groups of friends. He's got friends that he plays guitar with. He's got friends that he goes and does other shit with, and he's got his childhood friends. And it was very. It's kind of like me. I got a lot of different friends. I got the car club. I got people that I ride mountain bikes with. I got people that I do other shit with. And now I'm in a place that all these people are together that know Bacon, and apparently they all knew me because they all heard stories. But um, I said what I had to say, and it was a pretty big standing ovation. Everybody stood up, and and we miss Bacon a lot. I mean, um, I, I still can't wrap it around my head. I was just on the phone with him, and he walked to the corner store in the snowstorm because his battery was dead, and he come back, put his feet on the coffee table, and dropped dead. It just
Damn.
it just don't make any sense. So they did have plenty of bacon. They had bacon wrapped like these Greek things, like euros or some fucking shit, and had good food, good laughs. The baby mama was there. His son was there. His son, I guess it's been several years since I seen him. Like he is a spitting image of Josh Bacon,
Mm.
and it is scary because we were just sitting there and like a group of us was watching him play with some people, because he's 15, getting ready to turn 16, and um, man, just the goofy shit that Josh does, he was doing, and it's just like wow, and it was a good time. But I'm gonna tell you this: I did not take Orangey. He loved that truck to death, but it started to rain as I was leaving because remember I had to fuck with my goddamn TV and
Uh,
go through, guess hop on one leg and pat your belly on the other to get it whatever update it wanted done. So I was running
uh,
behind, and that's okay. I mean, me and Josh would show up to a party late anyway. So I took my car, and they had a speed bump in front of this place that was literally 2 foot tall, and I
wow.
literally drugged the shit out of my Civic. There's no way Orangey would have went over it. There was
Not
some.
at all.
Yep, there was nowhere to park. I had to go up this hill and park at the overflow at this church and then walk back down, which was not a big deal, not the end of the world, right? Went in, did my speech, hung out with family and friends, and took lots of pictures. I was actually, everybody, all the little groups started to, we're going to go to Cybergs and we're going to go to this place and different places that Josh would have hung out with them. And, and we were like, well, we're going back to Maryland Heights. We're going to the brew house. And we went to the brew house and we had a couple of drinks there in memory of Bacon. And then there was a bar that we used to hang out. It was called the Drinking Horn. And during COVID, they shut it down. It got remodeled, sold, and it's called Five Star. Okay. Bacon nicknamed the place Five Star Dive Bar. And the
Mm.
owners hated that. And if we went in there for a couple of drinks after work, we would be joking, we're at the Five Star Dive Bar, right? And,
uh,
you know, just some funny ass shit, right? So, make a long story short, we went to Brew House, then we went to 5 Star, and it was kind of cool because on the marquee outside it says "We miss you, Bacon," from the staff from 5 Star Dive Bar.
Awesome.
And that was fucking
That's
cool.
cool.
That was really
That
cool.
is good.
And I was just like, wow, that is super fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I don't really go to bars much anymore, people. And
Yeah.
so there were several things that happened that I want to talk about in this segment, because I said I talk about it at 7 a.m. Have you ever heard of, it's new, called Touch Tones?
Nope.
It's an app.
No. Yes.
So you know what it is.
Yes.
Okay. And you've been to these bars in Maryland Heights.
Yes.
Okay. So this
Quite
is
frequently.
Yeah, quite frequently. So this is something new that all the bars have, right? And it's called Touch Tones. And you touch it, download the app, you touch it. It's a new futuristic jukebox, what it is. But all the bars use this, right? So here's the funny thing about Touch Tones, right? So everybody at different bars, you create a username. And of course, Judy, her username, she got in early. Sorry, it wasn't me. That was her username. We could request any song known to man. So since we were at 5 Star, we were playing the Smurfs down there at Brew House. And they don't know who it is. And it just, you're sitting there at the bar and all of a sudden it's just most ridiculous music you ever heard at a whole nother bar. And they're going to fix it eventually, okay? But man, I don't know how much money we spent fucking sending random songs, and that's what Bacon would have done. You know what I'm saying? And
that's funny.
Bacon's name on there, which we figured it out, was Gotcha.
Gotcha. Nice.
So it'll show on your phone whose jukebox thing would be next, if that makes any sense to you guys. But man, we were sending shit to Cybergs. We were sending shit to everywhere.
Nice.
And all they can see is the display name of who it is. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, Judy's like, yeah, I do it all the time. I'll be at one bar and then somebody, I know somebody's at another bar and I'll play their favorite song and they're like, oh, Judy sent that over to me.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool. That's something I wanted to bring up. But where 5 Star is, it's in this little plaza, and Josh lived behind it, and there's the corner store right there too. So as we had a couple beers in us, we decided we're going to go for the walk that Bacon would have walked the night he died. We come out of 5 Star, went over to the quickie stop, and we walked all the way to Bacon's house. And we were going to have a drink on the back porch in memory of him, because if we went over to Josh's house, we'd sit on the back porch and have a few drinks. Or if we get down riding the mountain bikes, we'd go back over and have a beer right on the back porch. And he used to shoot video of the deer all the time in his backyard. And what's interesting is they were remodeling this place, and because it's a duplex, and when we come up, because we were like, well, maybe they rented it out to somebody else. I mean, we're gonna be on someone's back porch, and we're like, well, we'll talk to them. And big as shit, when we got there, they were in the middle of remodeling the house, and but the owner was there, and we got to talk to him, and he was like, if you want to sit in his bedroom, whatever you want to do, we'll get out of your way. We knew the funeral was today, which Josh died months ago, okay, people. So they just were waiting for good weather to have a get together. We sat on the back porch, smoked a couple cigarettes, smashed a bottle of Patron, and between like 6 or 7 of us, and said our goodbyes. And the deer were playing in the backyard, and they never left. It was fucking cool. And then Then we walked back down to Five Star Dive Bar and fucked with some more people with the radio thing. And then, you know, from there I was pretty intoxicated, people, because everybody kept buying everybody drinks. And I don't have far to drive. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm done. I've got to sober up and I got to get home. And something else happened that was really wild. So Michelle and Jason was on the afternoon show, and of course we had them on Tailgate Tuesday with her truck burning to the ground.
Right.
And she didn't know Josh or anything, you know, Bacon. And I hadn't made the post yet. And she sent me a text, and she had, you know, they listen to the radio station and stuff now, avid listeners now, and they love the station. And she goes, I don't know what come over me. I just knew to text you. I'm very sorry to hear about you losing your friend. Before I made the post on Facebook.
She had no idea.
She had no idea. She only heard us talking about it Friday on the radio. That right there is a class act, man. That is a good friend. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when I got home, I sent her a text and I said, thank you so much for the kind words. And she called me and we talked, and you know, it kind of sobered me up, you know, talking to her and Jay. And I do appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know Jay. I didn't know her very well. And we had a great conversation about, you know, mini trucks and going to shows and different shows. And before I got off the phone, I said, hey, thanks, because you kind of sobered me up. And I do really appreciate it. And she goes, I don't know what it was, just something come over me. And I thought about, you know, you were going to that funeral. And I just wanted to say, I'm very sorry for your loss. And,
that's awesome.
And that is a class act, man. And I know a lot of people's emailed in and stuff, but not a lot of people have my phone number, you know. But, you know, there were several people that had messaged me, you know, and stuff. But she didn't know any of it. She just heard me talk about it Friday on the radio, and she waited till Saturday to send that to me. And people, that's a class act, man. I mean, my hat's off to her. Thank you for being a friend, and you know, and all the people that sent messages in for Josh Bacon. It's just, like I said, it's just so weird, you know. I mean, that major snowstorm, it was really bad with the cold temperatures and stuff. And that walk from his house to the corner store is not that far. It's just a couple blocks. And he had texted, and he's like, well, I bundled up appropriately. It's not even that cold outside, but it was very cold. So, you know, they ruled it that it was a brain aneurysm, and he just dropped dead. But what was crazy is he still had his coat on, and he never finished his text back to our friend Debbie, and he still had his boots on, and he was just sitting on the couch with his jacket on, feet up on the coffee table, and he just went, just like that, like a light switch.
Damn.
Guy was in great health, all this other stuff, and you know, it's just that fast. I personally think the cold air got to him, and he come in, and you know, the neighbor did say he helped her shovel a little bit of the driveway, and so, you know, he could have pulled some muscles or something, and we don't know, you know.
You just never know, man.
You know, but he is a loss to the radio community. I knew he was in a band, and a couple of different bands when he was younger, and all those hair metal bands were there. And
Nice.
yeah, on my Facebook, and we'll probably make a post this morning of him playing guitar, and he will be missed, you know. So on that note, guys, we're gonna go right back into music. You're listening to 96.1 Styling. It's that damn morning show. We'll be right back after this.